So what is my project today? Well, it's this. You say, what in the world is this? So, my mother had a doll that the kids in the family used to get a really big kick out of. And ain't that an awesome speaker? You would press the doll's belly and it would play a recording. I don't know if you can see, but there is a little phonograph needle right here. And here is the record. Yeah, I had no idea how these old things work. Then you put a AA battery in there and press the button. The little electric motor spins, and this arm right here is a cam that, as this little phonograph record spins, it makes one loop and then opens this contact here, which shuts the motor down. Pretty ingenious stuff for the day. You know, you never stop to think about how these toys work. But I had to, because Mom gave it to me the other day and said, we put a battery in this and it doesn't work. So see what you can do. So that's what I'm doing today. Really, I haven't found any problems with the wiring. The little electric motor is not shorted out. It reads good. So we're going to check all the contacts. I'm going to check how everything lays in together here. And we're going to see if we can get this working. Now, all this is extremely boring, so if I get it working, I'll come back on and show you how it works. If I don't, you'll never see this. Okay? So let's see what we can do with it. So what I did to fix this, take the battery out. The way this works, it's very simple. There's a small record that this electric motor spins. It rests, this little, let's say, speaker cone, because that's what it is, rests against that needle. The vibrations transfer to this, which makes it loud and audible. Electrically, it's very simple. If you can see, there's a switch right here. Just a little spring arm. So when that comes to the end of the record, the needle opens the contact. So it makes an open line. Now when you press this button, it lifts the speaker up and lets the needle spring back and the contact close. And it starts spinning and it plays until it gets to that point again and stops. Now what was the matter with this? First of all, the motor had a dirty spot in it. So probably where it lines up with that seam in the motor. I sprayed some deoxy in there. I took this off so that I could get to the motor shaft. And there's a small, like, silicone rubber band. So I was careful when I sprayed the deoxy in there and spun the shaft several times back and forth. I made sure before I put the rubber band back on there that drives the little record in here, that I cleaned the shaft off so that the belt wouldn't spin on the shaft. Then I discovered the tension on this speaker is regulated by this very small spring, which when I took it off, I lost it. I didn't even realize there was a spring there because I took this screw out. You can access this screw through the top, and I thought it held the top on, and I took it off. So when I tipped it over, I didn't even realize. And when I got to putting it back together, I thought, man, there's got to be a screw or something to adjust the tension on this speaker, which holds tension on that needle. So I got my flashlight out, and I looked all over, and sure enough, laying right here on the table, there's a little coil spring. It had, over the years, it had bent up too much, so I bent it back down, and I noticed it still was a little weak to be holding pressure. So what I did is just put this washer on there to give spring tension from this little spring that comes off of this washer, from underneath this washer, and lays against the bar here that holds tension on the speaker. And then when you get it all put back together, it allows you to adjust the speaker tension from the outside. So we're going to put it back together, and I will tell you, I know what I need to do. This little, very simple rheostat that you just slide, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there, let me get a good pointer. This little thing right here crosses the positive and the negative, and it's just it adjusts the speed of your turntable. So you can turn it where it goes very slow, you can turn it where it goes very fast. Now, I'm going to guess, based upon where it was when I opened it, that I have right, but what you'll need to do is you'll need to make sure you have a fully charged battery, or it'll sound like a Reagan from The Exorcist. So you don't want that. You'll scare a kid to death, okay? And we're going to put it back together and see if I have the speed adjustment right. And what I may do is go ahead and put it back in the doll before you see it, because I think you're going to get a kick out of it. Okay. Getting into creepy range here. We can adjust now. If you reset it, now picture the needle going toward the electrical little contact. All right, you see it's still running? You tighten your spring tension down until it holds the needle down tight enough that it doesn't skip, and it will shut. It will go ahead the rest of the way and shut the turntable off. Okay, so last time I did this, it happened too. This little button, believe it or not, adds a little weight. Good, it stopped on its own.